Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, sports, and so much more. I am Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, Namibia marked the inaugural Genocide Remembrance Day earlier today. Namibia held its first official Genocide Remembrance Day at Parliament Gardens in Windhoek, marking a solemn and historic moment for the nation. The event commemorated the 1904 to 1908 genocide against the Ovaherero and Nama people under German colonial rule. The remembrance follows years of nationwide consultations, culminating in the official designation of May 28th as a public holiday by President Nangolo Mbumba in 2024. Dignitaries in attendance included President Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, Vice President Lucia Vedwe, Prime Minister Elijah Ngurare, and traditional leaders, among others. The program featured a candlelight ceremony, interfaith prayers, and performance honoring the memory of the victims. In her keynote address, President Nandi-Ndaitwah emphasized national healing, justice, and unity. Today's observation not only honored those lost, but also marked the beginning of a national journey of remembrance and reconciliation and enduring commitment to never forget. Let's have a look.
In the presence of our fourth president, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, who on that day, he signed that proclamation declaring 28th of May a Remembrance Day of Genocide and a public holiday. Thank you very much, Comrade President, our fourth president. We are therefore here for the first time as a nation to remind ourselves of the dark days of 1904-1908. Genocide Remembrance Day, which is a public holiday, should be a powerful reminder about our shared resolve to continue on the path of nation building, reconciliation, and healing of the wounds of the past. This day must always make us to recognize what our brave ancestors endure in defense of this land, the land of the brave, thus inspiring us to defend our country's independence and all our natural resources for the benefit of all Namibians today and in the future. Director of Ceremony.
In our next story, land for evicted generational farm workers. The Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform, Inge Dhamwani, yesterday announced the allocation of reallocation farm units to 9 beneficiaries from evicted generational farm workers who have been subsidizing in road corridors. Have a look.
At this special occasion, to witness the official handing over of allotment letters to 9 beneficiaries, the lucky beneficiaries. This is, of course, part of our national crucial land reform program. As we all know, land is crucial to ourselves as human beings. It is not merely a piece of land where we live on, but it forms the very substance of our dignity, our livelihoods, and our future. It is a basic need for every Namibian. Hence, the government, through the ministry, embarked upon land reform since independence, with a view to redress past injustices in line with Article 23, subsection 2 of the Namibian Constitution. The ministry, as the custodian of state land, is mandated to facilitate state-driven land reform, which will not only correct historical injustices, but also achieve genuine social and economic equity for all Namibians.
Alexander Justin, who's 20, who we earlier reported on, who was ill and hospitalized, was reunited with his family yesterday in the Kavango West region. Originally from Grootfontein, Justin had recently moved to Rundu prior to being admitted to the hospital. Now, the Chief Inspector Riambad Moronga confirmed the reunion and thanked members of the public for their help in finding and supporting Justin. The president of the Association for Localized Interest, ASOLI, Joseph Kawandenge, has slammed the government's official Genocide Day commemoration program, calling it a travesty for excluding traditional chiefs from the 28th of May 2025 event. In a statement issued yesterday, Kawandenge expressed outrage over the absence of any traditional leaders, those considered true representatives of the descendants of the 1904 genocide, on the program. What is perplexing to the core is the absolute absence of any traditional chiefs on the official program. It does not sit well with the descendants and their traditional chiefs that they have been ignored on their day, he said. The newly formed party also accused President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah's administration of deliberately sidelining traditional leaders and warned that history would not look kindly on the omission. It's the government's own program. It has nothing to do with the descendants, said but True Kawandenge added. In our next story, a 70-year-old Swakopmund resident was stabbed and his wife tied up during an armed robbery by 4 masked men at their house in Swakopmund's Vogelstrand on Monday morning. Now, according to both the Swakopmund Neighborhood Watch and the Namibian police, the attack occurred shortly after 7 a.m. when the men had gone to the kitchen to make coffee and disarmed the home's alarm system. He was confronted in the scullery by 4 attackers wielding pangas, knives, and a knopkiri. A Neighborhood Watch incident report said the man tried to resist but was overpowered, stabbed in the chest, struck with a knopkiri, and tied up with a towel. One of the attackers held a knife to his face and ordered him to lie down and avoid looking at them. The intruders then moved upstairs, tied up his wife, and began ransacking the house for valuables. According to the police, the suspects took wedding rings, other jewelry, mobile phones, smart watches, and a licensed pistol from the firearm safe. They then forced access to the garage and fled with the couple's Toyota Hilux Bakkie. The victim managed to untie himself and raise the alarm. Paramedics responded and the man was later admitted to Cottage Private Hospital in a stable condition. The stolen vehicle was discovered abandoned in the DRC suburb less than an hour later by Neighborhood Watch Patrol. It was found with the keys in the ignition and was cordoned off for forensic processing by police. Preliminary investigations suggest the suspects gained access by climbing over a rear boundary wall from and entering through a removed window pane in the scullery. According to the Neighborhood Watch, this is the second reported incident in which a group of 4 armed assailants targeted elderly residents in Swakopmund in daylight hours. According to the police, no arrests have yet been made and the investigations are ongoing. That concludes our top stories. On the other side of the break, we take a look at the Community Talk.
Taking flight has never been easier. Paratus is introducing Sky-Fi internet packages with speeds that will have you reaching for your seatbelts. Starting from $500 Namibian excluding VAT per month, with speeds reaching up to 10 megabits per second. There's even a prepaid option where you can top up your Sky-Fi internet for just $15 Namibian per gigabyte. No contracts, no fuss. Visit your nearest Paratus branch to find out more. Or go to paratus.africa/Namibia to sign up online.
Always prepared, Paratus.
In our community talk, the Embassy of the Republic of Turkey hosted a Turkish cuisine day at Nast Hotel School recently to foster cultural exchange between Turkey and Namibia, celebrate and promote Turkish Cuisine Week internationally, and to highlight the importance of family and the role of shared meals in building connection. The ambassador of Turkey, Feral Sereg Orokkapan, stated that this year's celebration focuses on classical Turkish dishes, inviting guests to experience their history, flavors, and the communal spirit they represent. She expressed gratitude to the chefs and NAST students involved in promoting the values of the Turkish cuisine. Let's have a look.
Distinguished guests, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all here today as we convene together to celebrate one of the most treasured aspects of our cultural heritage, Turkish cuisine. Turkish Cuisine Week, which is organized throughout the world every year under the auspices of the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey and led by First Lady Mrs. Emine Erdoğan, is an opportunity to showcase the richness of our culinary tradition, one that emphasizes sustainability and healthy eating. Celebrations carry an even deeper meaning as 2025 has been declared by our President, His Excellency Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, as the Year of the Family in Turkey, reminding us all of the essential role of the family plays in our lives, in our societies. In this context, we wish to remind everyone how food and especially the act of sharing a meal has the power to bring families together in a meaningful way. In Turkish culture, the family table is a space of conversation and connection, bridging the gap between generations. Sharing a meal is deeply ingrained in our culture as we attach importance to it, especially during the religious days such as the Holy Ramadan.
On the other side of these, we take a look at the economic news. Tuli Naval construction worker Anthony Haneb has accused the company of paying laborers just $12 Namibian and 25 cents per hour, far below the legal minimum wage of 18 Namibian dollars, he told a Network Media Hub reporter recently, reporting from Rundu Airport, that the workers are currently involved in constructing a fence but are doing so without basic protective gear such as boots, even though they regularly encounter snakes on site. Haneb also alleged that at least 3 workers were dismissed after reporting the issue to the Ministry of Labor, which he claims has repeatedly failed to follow through on promised inspections. Have a look.
Yeah, we are working at Tuli Naval company here at the airport.
Yeah, Rundu Airport.
The Rundu Airport. We are having a problem with safety, actually. Some of us got safety, but we never got boots. We got uniforms. Some of us don't. And according to the rate per hour, we are getting $12.25. per hour, which is not what the Namibian thing, they implement since it started on this January 2025. It's supposed to be $18 something, but we are getting that. So the money is not enough. We are getting like $100 per day. Yeah. So, and here it's not. There's no safety, enough safety, since the snakes. There's a lot of things happening here. We took our complaints to the labor, to the anti-corruption. We took, but since up to now, there's nothing. There's no changes. There's nothing. So we don't know to who should we go to take our complaints, which we will get the results from.
And did the Ministry of Labor ever come here?
The Ministry of Labor was never here. They always say they are coming, but they never came here. Still up to today, we started this thing. People, a lot of our co-workers were there, taking their complaints there, and they were just promised, we are coming. It's just the same song over and over and over. But still up to now, it's months now. There's nothing we have shown. There's no results, no nothing.
And some of the people also said you guys are also owed back pay.
Yeah, because since if we get the rate which laborers are getting paid, obviously we have to get our back pays from there. Yeah, we are working $100, like we are still in the old system. We are still getting $100. So with things which are so much expensive nowadays, we are not getting much, but the work is hard here and tough. So please, we need changes here.
Also, you guys over the call, you guys claimed that some workers here were dismissed because they reported this matter to the Ministry of Labor. Is that true?
Yeah.
And
that is true. Yeah.
How many of those were dismissed?
Probably three to four. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll now swing over to the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.22, against the euro at 20.32, against the US dollar at 17.96, 2 Namibian dollars and 50 cents gets you one Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, all major commodities went down, with Brent crude oil trading at 0.60%, going for $64 and 44 cents per barrel. We'll now dive into our international news. In our international news, the Trump administration has ordered U.S. embassies to halt the scheduling of student visa appointments as it prepares to expand social media vetting for international applicants. A memo from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, obtained by CBS News, instructed embassies to remove any unscheduled appointments from their calendars. Although already scheduled interviewers will still proceed, the pause will remain in place until further notice. This move comes as part of a broader effort by the administration to intensify scrutiny of foreign students entering the country, particularly through increased monitoring of their online activity. The memo hinted at significant implications for consulates and embassies, though it did not detail what specific criteria would be used in the new vetting process. The decision is also unfolding against the backdrop of President Trump's ongoing criticism of elite American universities, which he accuses of fostering left-wing ideologies, supporting discriminatory admission practices, and enabling anti-Semitism on campus. Harvard University in particular has become a target, with the administration attempting to revoke its ability to enroll international students and host foreign researchers, a move temporarily blocked by a federal judge. Foreign students are a vital financial resource for many U.S. universities, as they typically pay higher tuition fees. With over a quarter of Harvard's students' body coming from abroad, such restrictions could significantly impact the institution's funding and global standing. The Trump administration has also sought to strip an estimated $100 million in federal support from Harvard. We'll now take a look at the weather predictions for tomorrow. The capital city can expect a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions, while Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions. Arians Flay can expect a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions, while Handys Bay can expect a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions. We now head over to our sports desk, courtesy of Sports Rep.
Good evening and welcome to the Sunset News Sports section. I'm Jesse Jackson Kauraitha. In today's news, that is, Beauties FC was crowned victorious of the FNB Women's Super League after pipping, that is, Ongos FC at the post. We also have news from Colin Benjamin, who recently announced his COSAFA squad, the preliminary squad that will be competing at this year's COSAFA tournament. Enjoy from the coach and from me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha. Good evening.
Provisional squad for the COSAFA Cup 2025 is going to be hosted in Bloemfontein, South Africa, with the goalkeepers Edward Mauma, Golden Arrows, Melvin Kasetura, African Stars, Kamayan and Disiro, Highbury Football Club in South Africa, Jonas Mateus Ongos. The defenders, we have Ivan Kamberipa, Orapa, Sergio Damasep, Mighty Gunners, Charles Hambira, African Stars, Cisco Haraset, Mighty Gunners, Johannes Butanga, Blue Waters FC, Bonacius Joseph, excuse me for that, UNAM, Velvin Hanamut, Amazulu, Gero Katua, African Stars, Lubeni Haukombo, Cape Town Spurs, David Haingwafa, Chula Chula, Tyrese Kupembe, UNAM FC, Johanna Sifafure, Bucks Buccaneers, and Kennedy Ape, Chula Chula. Those makes up the defenders. With the midfielders in Aprocius Petrus, Cape Town City, Moses Shidolo, Matebele FC in Botswana, Elias Haindongo, KK Palace, Paulus Amotenya, UNAM FC, Bakonja Shahikika, African Stars, Oscar Nyambe, Julino Athletics, Penda Monguli, Chula Chula, Rivaldo Prince, Marumo Gallants in South Africa, Levi Alpheus, Blue Waters, and Dynamo Fredericks, Joaneng Galaxy in Botswana. Those are the midfielders. Coming to the forwards, we've got the return of Bio Gurira. He plays for Simba Bora in Zimbabwe. Beto Mudeu, Leopards in South Africa. Elmo Kambindu, Amazulu in South Africa. Weissman Lifasu Liswaniso, Julinho Athletics. Willie Stefanos, African Stars, and Jocelyn Kamatuka, Durban City. These players, we're going to start our training camp.
That was Jesse Jackson Kauraitha with the sports news. And on that note, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday evening and watching Sunset News. From me, Glenora Shipura. Until next time.